Hello and welcome to Ladies in Their 80s Talking Football, but we can also call it Be Mean to the Son and Nephew.
No, no.
There we go.
Mama's got it.
Yeah, thanks for reminding me who won on Grace. I appreciate it.
No.
I'd kind of forgotten all about it.
About what?
Who won the game?
Oh, sure.
Oh, how could you?
Yeah, right.
I know all the sports stations has been talking about how what a whipping with
A whopping.
the Chiefs got.
Oh,
Yeah. But maybe in a few years. But anyway, it was a good game.
yeah, it was a good game for the two of you. Mama, I'm not sure if Jaden Daniels is going to continue to be your friend or not, since you've been sporting that Eagles jersey.
Oh, sure. He's still going to be my favorite person. Of course. You can have more than one person,
That's true. That's true. So when we gave our predictions for the Super Bowl, 2 weeks prior to the Super Bowl,
Right.
Mama had a Eagles score with the Eagles winning 35-27. Grace had 42-28.
Yes.
So you were very close. I had the Chiefs winning 34-30.
Okay.
So good for you, Grace.
Just a guess, I just felt so sure about the Eagles.
I don't know what made you think that, because I've been dissecting this game in my head so much.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Nobody predicted that. It remained a 1.5 spread for 2 weeks.
Okay.
You were saying, I just thought the Eagles were playing so well. And here's the thing, they were one play away from losing to the Rams. Remember that game in the snow?
Yeah.
So, they were not playing their best football when you can almost lose a game. If they wouldn't have sacked the quarterback on third down, for what's his name?
Stafford.
Yeah, Matt Stafford. Thank you. Look at you.
Just a good guess.
So the Eagles to me did not look like they were a great team in the regular season. And yes, I know they won a bunch. I think they won 13 in a row. Maybe had one hiccup with the Commanders.
But when they played their Commanders, they played a good game.
Yeah, and the Commanders helped them out a lot too with turnovers. I think they had 5 turnovers.
Yeah, right.
Which often gave the Eagles a short field to play with. But anyway, so congratulations to the two of you. I wish each of you had given me some extra money, because I would have put it on the Chiefs for you. I'm sorry, on the Eagles for you. Sorry, slip of the tongue. So I would
say Freudian slip.
Yeah. So I would like the two of you, and y'all never know what kind of questions I'm going to ask you. What is the thing, other than the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, what stood out the most to the two of you this year with the NFL season?
What stood out the most?
I was just amazed that I guess the Goff, the Lions, how they just came out of nowhere, really.
Yeah.
And
that game was ugly early.
Yeah, the Lions and the Vikings, how well they did.
Mm-hmm. But to that, Sam Darnold, who's the quarterback for Minnesota, right when they needed him to be the Sam he was all season, couldn't do it.
Yeah, he fizzled.
Yeah, and that's why I think he's bounced around to so many different teams when you really need him to lead the team and get you a win.
Yeah.
I just think he
and then we had Washington. That was a surprise.
That's what I was going to bring out. Washington was a big surprise. I mean, I went into the season with the Eagles as my number one pick,
Mhm.
closest to me. But honey, that quickly changed to the Commanders. I was so happy that they turned that team around
In 1 year.
in
Yeah.
1 year.
That doesn't happen very often. Okay, so I got your thoughts on that. Here's another question that is coming off the top of my head, and I'd like to hear what each of you have to say. So I know I had to put the two of you in a headlock
Yes.
for us to do this program.
Yes.
So my question is, are we going to do it again next year?
Well, good Lord willing.
Yeah.
I'm willing. The good Lord is willing.
Well, let's say extra prayers that
Okay.
everyone is willing.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the one that has the final say so.
Who?
Good
Good
Lord.
Lord.
Oh, oh boy, y'all are too much.
Okay. But we'll have to do something to spark it a little. Because I noticed that the viewers
are viewing,
yes.
Like they were in the beginning.
Right.
right.
Yeah, all right. Well, it takes time to get traction and we'll figure it out. But
Okay.
as I told y'all when we first started this, I think it's just fun for us to do it and it keeps us connected.
Yes, I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's do you all have that's kind of like where I wanted to end it so that we could just wanted to get a couple of questions from you all. And what did you like most about this? Us being on YouTube. What did each of you like the most from that?
Well, I liked some of the most of the comments,
Mm-hmm.
and just having fun, back and forth. Yeah, and paying more attention to the games.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the fact that it made me really take an interest in learning the game because I did not know much about the game, but I had to read every week to stay on top of it.
You did your homework, and many times you were well ahead of me.
Yes.
So good for you.
I always like a challenge.
Yeah, and for people tuning in, my mama never really watched football growing up. She was a really good athlete in high school. You played on the basketball team in high school too, didn't you?
Yes, basketball and softball.
Softball. And mama played the most important position in softball was shortstop, because that's where the majority of the balls
Right.
are hit.
Uh-huh.
Mama's always been interested in sports, but she just never really got the grasp of football.
I guess because I wasn't familiar with it. We didn't have football when I was in school.
Right.
And I just stayed with what I knew. Basketball, baseball, softball.
Mm-hmm. And to that, for our viewers, Mama attended and Aunt Grace, they both went to the same all-black high school. Now, when I was coming along in '69, that was when we actually integrated in Virginia. But what do I want to say? Where was I going with that? Oh boy.
I think it had something to do probably with integration.
Yes, and so Mama had access to all of that softball and basketball, but the white school up the road, they had football teams.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much all of the schools in our area, in the Tidewater area, they all had football teams when they were all white. but I don't remember any of the black schools.
No.
Thomas Hunter, Central over in King and Queen, Matthews High School. None of them fielded a football team because probably the state legislators at that time knew that more equipment was involved.
Mm.
They didn't want to, I think, this has always been my thought process. They just didn't want to share it with
Yeah.
us, the money needed to buy equipment.
They wouldn't allot us any extra money
Right. Yeah.
because at that time also, some of the schools didn't even have an inside gymnasium. They played outside.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, Ralph
Central.
Bunch up near the Potomac. We used to play them. They did not have a gym, nor did Central High School have a gym. You played outside.
Crazy.
But that's the way it was.
Yeah.
And that's why we can't, sorry, gotta say it, go back.
Right. We can't go back. We cannot go back. So, you know, I'll say my prayers for all of us that we do not go backslide because we've made a lot of progress.
Yes, we have. Let's talk about the MVP
Mm-hmm.
awards. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they had come out when we had our last.
No, they had not.
Yeah. Okay.
That came out on Saturday before the Super Bowl.
Who had we chosen then for the MVP?
Shoot, I got to go in my phone and find the picture. I think one of you said Josh Allen.
That was
I
me.
said Josh Allen.
I did too.
You too. I had Lamar.
Lamar.
Yeah, yeah. You know, I just hope, I would love to see Lamar get the Ravens to a Super Bowl
Yeah, me too.
because all the talk shows that I listen to and so forth, they just say that he's not that good because he can't get over the hump. You know, and so the great ones figure out a way to lead your team and get there. And so I'm hoping, I think he's been in the league 6 years now, 7 years now. I hope that works out for him. That
I
he can,
think maybe next year. He got rather close this year. I
Yeah.
was said that about, excuse me, the Lions too, the year before.
yeah, yeah.
And they almost this year, but something happened. I don't know what happened.
These things happen.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
The one thing that's very, very difficult to predict is human behavior.
True.
And you know, it has to be everyone coming together to make a good unit. What are you saying, Mama?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think his last name is Henry. That plays with Lamar.
Yeah.
Derek.
Derek.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I think being that this was their first year playing together,
Mhm.
there are a lot of things they've got to get in sync with
Right.
each other, and that might help for Lamar to be able to lead the team better.
Have to get in sync like Barkley and Hurts got in sync.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah, and like Kelsey and Mahomes, they're in sync with each other.
Yep. Yep.
Well, something happened towards this last year. Something happened. They didn't seem to have the same consistency that they have been having, in other years.
You're talking about the Chiefs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kelsey and Mahomes.
Yeah, and to that, the spread being 1.5 in that game, it just shows that again, you never know what's going to happen.
I know.
Mhm.
I know.
And that's the beauty of sports, it's unpredictable.
It
Crazy
is.
things happen.
I know.
Like when I was in college and I would come home in the summer and play. Mama worked at Colonial Williamsburg and they had their own team, and I worked at the information center and we had our own team. but we could just I could never get over the hump with Mama's team. We never beat them. But that's another story.
Oh boy, you and Mr. Spencer certainly tried.
Yes, we did. God rest his soul.
But I felt so good beating that vice president.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. The good old days, Mama. Good old days. And if I remember right, Gerald, who's Mama's husband, wouldn't Gerald bat and get somebody else to run for him? Do you remember that?
On occasion, yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
I always thought that was funny.
But he could hit that ball.
Yeah, oh, he could crush the softball. Yes, he could.
It depended upon how tight we were and how the bases were loaded,
Right.
whether he was going to run it or not. Oh, I had a strategy. That's why I would like to talk to some of these football teams.
Well, maybe we'll get someone to hire you on as a consultant. Never know. Okay, ladies in their 80s, we're at the 22-minute mark. And
Okay.
I want to say what a pleasure it was for me to do this with you all. And our family down the road will always be able to see this. Nothing gets erased on YouTube unless they pull it, for foul language or indecent behavior.
Mhm.
So I'm happy with how this turned out, and I really do look forward doing it next year. And I thank the two of you for your courage to go ahead and try something new.
It took a lot of courage. It really did. Because I thought we were just going to be awful.
Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you. You were not awful.
But when I review each week, I said, oh, that was pretty good. That was better than last week.
Yeah, you had a good.
That goes to show that you're never too old to learn something new.
Amen to that. And with that, let's leave it there. I always close with, Mama, I love you. And Aunt Grace, I love you too.
I love you.
Love you more.
All right.
We're gonna
Better
have,
luck next year.
Blah, blah, blah.
it's okay. We're gonna have some predictions next year.
Okay.
People are gonna listen
All
when
right.
they start winning.
Well, I hope that happens.
Okay.
Y'all take care. Have a good night.
Okay. You too. Good night.